we have the Lander 1. This Lander has aftermarket scales on it, which are by Flytanium. It's the moonlit titanium scales with the bronze frost edge. Kind of enjoyed having this one. I really enjoyed the scales, but for some reason, I think once I installed them, I sort of envisioned that I would have liked to have seen this with a black blade and black hardware. For some reason, it just kept speaking to me that that would look really nice. So I've carried it for a while, and I finally, I think, Knife Center or someone had free shipping, and so I went ahead and ordered myself a lander that has black scales. On top of it, we also ordered ourselves the Lynch Northwest aftermarket pocket clip. There is a Lynch Northwest on here already in the stonewash finish, but I wanted one to match. So let's take a look at this real quick. And the interesting thing is when I first opened this lander, you know, I've never been a big fan of the jade G10 scales. But when I opened this lander, my first thought was, I kind of like this. You know, they're contoured, it's very light, they have a good grippy feel to it, and they have that kind of light coloration. So, you know, my first thought was like, But all that being said, I still want to go ahead and move forward with it. But you can see here we have, I went with the 14C28N, which is one of my favorite kind of basic knife steels, budget steels. The D2 is fine, but this I've just always liked the edge on a 14C28N. And it has all the black hardware. We're just going to replace the pocket clip with the one from Lynch Northwest. So we're going to set those two aside. We're going to open our Lynch Northwest box. Considering all you're doing is getting a pocket clip, they always do a really good job. They got some stickers. Unfortunately, I have dozens of these stickers at this point. Plus, you see their leaf. That's kind of their logo. A lot of the knives I've had that leaf etched on the pocket clip. On this one, I didn't because I did want this one to kind of feel a little bit more elegant. Look at the weight difference is spectacular. Like that's they're so much heavier with those titanium scales. So let's take a look at this, get this out, see how everything's going to look. This is actually, I usually get their blacksmith finish, but this is actually a black Cerakote. I think the blacksmith just happened to be out of stock. So it'll be interesting. This will be a chance for me to see how the Cerakote holds up compared to the blacksmith. The blacksmith's really interesting because it's very rough edged, and when it wears, it just kind of wears nicely. All right, so this shouldn't be too terribly complicated. We're going to start by just taking the scales off here. So let's get ourselves sort of set up. Now we have them both out. Next, we're going to go ahead and take the scales off on the All right, so we got the scales off. Let's see how this feels. Boy, it feels a little bit rough. I'm thinking we should go ahead and pull it off and do a cleanup. You can see a little bit of lube that came factory there. So we just need to do a little cleanup real quick. So we're going to go ahead and get some alcohol out. Do a quick little rub down. Shouldn't take but a minute. No big deal. This thing's pretty clean as is. We'll also get some Q-tips into that pivot space. For the washers, sorry, the bearings, just do a little of this, flip them, do the same thing, flip them, good. Do the other one, no big deal. Just let the alcohol do its job. Be interesting if whether doing like acetone would actually work better when you think about working on other types of metals, coins and stuff like that. We generally use acetone. So we're just going to wipe all these off. Nothing too exciting. For the pivot, just usually I'll just kind of hold it and do some twisting. And that will generally do the job. Nice. Almost there, guys. Thanks for sticking with me. All right. Just need a little bit of lubricant. I used to be a bit of a lube snob, but now I just kind of use whatever I have on available. This is dog drool. They say mountain pine. It doesn't have like a smell to it, so I'm not sure where that part came from, but okay. definitely smoother. Let's tighten her up. How's it look in terms of centering? Should be pretty good. Theoretically, this should sit independent. Okay, so it needs to be tightened up just a hair. There we go. As these stand independent of the actual scales, you want to get it kind of everything nice and where you like it. And then if you want to flop out your scales, all you have to do is take off the surface and be done with it. So moving forward, ooh, yes, I think I'm going to like this. Oh boy. I think this is going to match what I was envisioning. Not sure if you guys can hear that in the background, but it sounds like my son's working on some theater stuff. Sounds like, can't tell if that's Shakespeare or something in that framework. Okay, let's tighten these up. Let's make sure everything's good. Don't want to over tighten. They are T6, so you don't want to go crazy. You'll strip them. Probably be loosened up a little bit, but we will work on that once we get the pocket clip on. I think that's really pretty. All right, let's do a little bit of adjusting on the pivot. Oh yeah, that just needs to break in a little bit. That's going to be good. We don't want any, I mean, that thing is like rock solid. It's not as important that it's perfectly centered. It's, I mean, you know, you appreciate it when it is. And I think for knife guys, it kind of drives you a little bit bonkers when it's not. But a loose blade is much more okay. A loose blade's going to be much more concerned. Okay, we're getting there. Yeah, it's pretty darn centered to me. Okay. All right. So that took a lot longer than I thought it was going to. Okay, we're all done. Thanks, guys, for sticking with me. I will probably have skipped through some of that stuff for you. But here we have the finished product. We have a Lander 1 with the black stonewash 14C28N combined with the aftermarket Flytanium titanium scales with the bronze frost etching and a Lynch Northwest black Cerakote finished aftermarket clip. We broke it all the way down, which I wasn't planning on doing, right? I mean, the idea of the Lander is just quick swap scales, but the new knife felt a little bit grindy, so I thought it might be a good idea. So let's check her out. So thumb, reverse, it's excellent. Let's see how we do. It's getting there. Definitely needs a little bit to get a little bit smoother, but rock solid lockup, no wiggle, no blade play, pretty darn centered. We can even come off a little bit more probably. Oh, that's not, now that's starting to feel good. That's starting to feel good and still rock solid. But I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for sticking with me. That should be a fun one to get an after image on. See you. Thanks for joining us today and hit that subscribe button. See you soon.